giant of belonging and loneliness, the giant of lack of peace and clarity, the giant of unexplained anger, and a lot of what is it called? A lot of spiritual attacks following your life. You are a youth. Look at the giants. Look at the giants that come across your way. Look at the giants that come in your life. Look at the giants that are attacking you and pulling you down. I am talking to you in an interface of a youth and a youth. I am also fighting my battles, facing the giant, focusing, because I know you are a youth with some problems. Maybe you cannot share with your free colleagues. You have isolated yourself. You cannot share with your parents. You cannot share with anyone. Focus on God. God is your only solution. And if you have God, also put on a prayer. Put on an armor of prayer. An armor of prayer, you will also, I think I want to explain about the armor of salvation. And in the armor of salvation, I want to give youths an element. I want you to write these verses down. That when you're fighting the giant, you will be using it as a tool to fight the giant, as a tool to fight the mountains, as a tool to fight the valleys. Let me just have a summary of the armor of God. Now, take up the whole armor of God. I want you to note down, take up the full armor of God. Take up the full armor of God. And when you're taking up the full armor of God, you will read the book of Acts chapter 4 verse 12. Acts chapter 4 verse 12. This is a prayer. This is your armor. This is what you are putting on when you are going to face the battle. You need the You need the weapons to go fight that battle. You cannot go to the battle empty-handed. You need that tool to fight the battle. So I want you to take up the whole armor. You will start with Acts chapter 4 verse 12. The helmet of salvation. That's Acts chapter 4 verse 12 talk about the helmet of salvation. Next, you will talk about the breastplate of righteousness. The breastplate of righteousness. And it comes from the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21. You are a youth out there. I'm just giving you a simple armor to put on when you are going to the battlefield. The next one is the shield of faith. The shield of faith. And it comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Jot down the verses. On your free time, sit down, read the verses so that you don't say mwalimu unajua kuna ile mwalimu alikupoteza. No, I want you to check the verses. Check them through well. Sit down on your free time, review the verses, take up yourself, put up yourself in place, and go outside and fight the battle, fight the giants. As we finish up the armor of God, we'll talk about the lions guided with the truth. It's called the lions that are guided with the truth. It comes from the book of Proverbs chapter 23 verse 23. When you read Proverbs chapter 23 verse 23, it talks about the lions that are guided by truth. Then the last one, not the last, second last, the sword of the Spirit. The sword of the Spirit. You have to carry a sword to go to that battle. And it comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12. The last one, you cannot go to the battlefield with no shoes. You go there, you get hurt, you get wounds. No, you need to put on shoes. You need to put on the shoes for the battle. Shoes ready to fight. Shoes ready for the battle. Shoes ready to face the mountains. Ready to go high, to higher standards. That's when you will read in the book of Romans chapter 10 verse 15. Romans chapter 10 verse 15. As you do that as a youth, in this sermon for today, I will just ask you to put on the gift of discernment. Pray to God, I want to be filled with the gift of discernment. If you have the gift of discernment, then put on the whole armor of God. After putting on the full armor of God, then go face the giants. Go face the giants. As we were talking about, we said you focus on the giants. Focus on the giants. Thank you. My preachings were not too long. I will just have a brief summary. Yeah, I think I'll just have 10 minutes. I won't finish up to 1:45. The 45 minutes, I will leave it for prayers. Yourself, go ahead to the battlefield and face the giants. And after facing the giants, look at that small boy. Put yourself in that position. Put yourself that you are that person who wants to change, who wants to bring God upon their lives. What I wanted to put across, there are no bigger giants in this world, because the one who created us is the solver of our problems. And God cannot put something in your life that He cannot change. Anything that you go through in your life is something that God has placed for you to see and change it. Anything that God puts for you in your life is not something trying that you cannot manage. I'm trying to tell you today that anything that you see you are facing is just an obstacle, it's just a valley, it's just a mountain that you need to put across in your life and say that, God, is it possible or impossible? When people say it's impossible, I'm the one to say it is possible. Focus on the giants. And I wanted to say that when I read through my notes, because I don't want to read this, I wrote about 4 pages about David and the whole thing. I don't want to go to Alale. No, I want to be short and brief, so long as the word of God is instilled and you move out of that door with something than nothing. So what I want to say today is, when you check on somebody's brain right now, if somebody comes in my mind right now, I say, Doreen, acha niingie kwa akili yako tu kidogo. Let me see what you're thinking. My God, will you finish? Because I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that. If I enter into Kyoko's mind right now, I cannot even manage to know this and this and this. I can't finish. And if I try, I will not finish the rest because I cannot cope with how he's thinking. The mind is really intimidating. It can really drain you because the mind has so many things. And what I want to say about that, in that book of 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 12 to 34, what makes the valley intimidating is not about the landscape. It's about the presence of a champion. It is about victory. I know you know the story. We have talked about David. Put yourself in that valley. Huge and imposing giants, 9 feet 7 inches tall. That was the size of Goliath. And a young boy who just has nothing else to rely on but on God. So youths, I'm that short and brief. That was my preaching for today. I hope you got something. Be blessed.